YouTube, what is going on, guys? It has been a minute. I have missed you. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the new setup too. Well, not new setup, but new for you guys. This is kind of where I do a lot of my editing, a lot of my work stuff, which I really want to start including part of that in this channel. I want to take you guys through some of the, photography, videography tips and tricks that I have for you. I'm still learning myself, so hopefully that information will be good for you guys. But I know that the big thing that you're all wondering is what the hell has been going on with my bike? I mean, it's been too long since we've done any updates, any ride videos, anything like that. I've got a lot of good stuff planned. We're gonna get back into it right now. So hopefully you guys are ready for today's video, and here we go. All right, guys, so like I said, it has been probably the most eventful 2 months of my life for a lot of reasons, both good and bad. If you guys are more interested about all of that, you can check out some info right here. This is my Instagram. That'll be kind of where you can see a lot of the update of what's been going on in my life. I actually want to do some separate videos on all of that because a lot of it was so big that, I feel like it deserves kind of the recognition that it really does deserve on both the good and the bad fronts. So we're not going to talk about that today, but I did want to get back into, the content that I think most of you guys are here for, which is doing stuff for the motorcycle. So right now, the big news in that world is that we're going to Sturgis in like 2 weeks here, just a little bit over. So I got some stuff that I gotta do for the bike today that is gonna be sort of comfort related, sort of performance related too, but it's a good little install today, and there's a lot more coming. I have a lot more really cool stuff planned for the bike, so stay tuned for that. But for now, we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna go actually get started on the install. So yeah, let's get going. Alright guys, so this is kind of the area that we're going to be working on today. So this is the Bung Crashbar. For those of you guys that have been following the channel for a while, I'm sure you saw the install video on that. If not, it'll be right up here. Go ahead, click the link. It's a good one if you're looking to install a Crashbar. But the other thing that we're going to be taking care of today is this guy. Now, as anyone that owns a Lowrider S will tell you, the rear brake is, well, it's garbage, really, is just about the only way that I can put it. So today what we're going to be mainly focusing on is going to be taking care of that. That's going to be the performance element, but let me show you why we're going to be switching up the Crashbar as well. So for those of you guys that have been watching my channel for a while, you know that the type of riding that I like to do is more kind of aggressive canyon carving, which leads to the problem of scraping parts on the ground. Now, Bung actually says that you have to hit this thing in a pretty ridiculous lean angle to get it to scrape, but it's more of a mental thing for me where I just look down and I always just get nervous, especially on those like reverse canted corners. Now, Bung also makes their high Crashbar, but it sits up so high that you kind of lose out on a lot of that drop protection that you get with the lower one. But that's not really the only issue that I have with this bar as to the reason why I bought it in the first place. One of the biggest reasons I got this Crashbar was so that I could use it as highway pegs, like actually put my feet up and be comfortable on longer rides. But there's one little itty bitty problem with that. I'm short, so I can't really reach the pegs as easily unless I kind of like scoot all the way up, which is a pain in the ass to do when you're riding. It's not comfortable. It defeats the purpose. So beyond what we also talked about with, not wanting to scrape or bang the actual peg on the road when I'm riding a little bit more aggressively, the biggest thing is I want to be able to use this thing as highway pegs. So we have a pretty cool replacement piece for it. Like I said, nothing against Bung, really solid piece, just gonna be going a different direction, so here we go. So this is the new crash bar that we're gonna be going with. I think it looks pretty sick. This is from Freedumb Fabrications. Shout out to those guys up in Canada, the Great White North, the motherland. But all handcrafted. I think it looks really good, and the nice thing about this, guys, is that it actually sits up a little higher than this. So whereas this one is right here, this is, I think it's going to come up to about here-ish, and it also sits back a little bit further as well, I believe. So hopefully with this installed, I'll be able to actually reach and use it as a highway peg. The other big thing too is we're going to be messing with the rear brake arm, because Lordy knows that has been a nightmare. What I mean by that is that it just sits so low and it's so spongy that it's not really even usable half the time. So in order to fix that little issue, we have this lovely piece. This is from Green Brothers Designs, and it is a brake arm linkage. I'm not sure if that's what you'd actually want to call it, but either way, what it's going to do is it's going to just sit right in there, and it's going to allow me to adjust the brake position to hopefully be a little bit more usable. So I'm really excited for all this, so I want to get into it, and yeah, let's do it. So there it is, all installed, looking good. Yeah, I really like it. As you guys can see, kind of sits up a little bit higher than the Bung one did. Install was super easy, super straightforward. Everything lined up just the way it was supposed to. But yeah, it's looking really good. So I think it's a little dark right now for me to actually take it out and give you guys like a full review after riding with it for a little bit. But I'm gonna hop on it tomorrow morning, I think, and ride around a little bit, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts. So we're gonna go ahead and just cut forward to that so you guys don't have to, you know, spend the night here. See you in the morning. Alright guys, so here we are the next day. Unfortunately, my audio cut out, so I'm gonna just voice over this. But as you can see, got the new crash bar installed, put some grip tape on it to make it even easier to put my feet up, but we're just going for a little cruise with it. And honestly, I'm really happy with it, with the way that it turned out. I think that it's a really good height to offer some protection, but as you can see, my feet are up and it's comfortable, so no problems there. I can reach this bar no problem. It sits right where I want it, and now it's also up high enough that, as you see when we start going into some corners here, I don't have to be nervous about scraping. Like, I still got my feet up on the pegs at this point. And I know I'm not like ripping too crazy fast right now, but as you can see, way more clearance for those corners. Kind of come up behind a car here, so can't really get as much, you know, cornering as we had hoped for to kind of show off the difference. But you know, it's really nice to actually have that clearance. Now, obviously with that clearance, what you lose out on is a little bit of that drop protection. So what that means is the lower the bar sits, the lower that it can protect your bike from like a drop or something like that. So this crash bar really acts more as like a true crash bar, to where, you know, if you end up doing a low side or whatever, it's probably going to save your bike, save your frame. But if it gets dropped, I would imagine maybe like your bar ends or your foot pegs or something like that might end up getting scraped up a little bit, but it'll still save your bike from any like major damage, any tank, you know, dents or anything like that. So overall, I'm super duper happy with it. I think it's a trade-off that I'm willing to make, just because, as for myself, this makes me feel a lot more comfortable when I'm riding, which I think is a little bit more important. But it's really nice to have something on there that I don't have to be nervous going into corners, but it's also going to give me a little bit of protection. And, you know, other than that, the other really nice thing is that I can actually put my feet up on it and be comfortable on longer rides now. So as you can see now, we're gonna try to get after it a little bit more. You know, gonna hit some of these corners a little bit more, and maybe you'll be able to see some of the difference and some of the you know, the lean angle. But yeah, no, I'm super stoked on this, guys. So either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope you don't mind the voiceover that I had to do here. Obviously, you can see my audio was struggling a little bit, but as I said before, you know, I'm really excited to get the channel going again. I'm really excited to get back into making videos for you guys, get back into creating all that good stuff. So if you guys did enjoy the video, if you could drop a like, drop a comment, hit subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff, as always, I would very much appreciate it. I really want to get this channel going again. I really want to make it, you know, a big thing. I have some big plans, and I would love to be able to start giving back to you guys as well. So let's make it happen, and you know, we'll work together on it. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and that's gonna do it for me, y'all. I will see you in the next one. Later.